Hey guys, so today we are going to create a new Xcode project that's going to be a little game where we will have some targets that we need to hit, and then we're gonna add some bombs as well, so it's like kind of like the enemies, where if you tap on the bomb then you're pretty much game over, right? So let's start. First of all, I want to show you how to import a DAE or OBJ file into your project. So let's first go to turbosquid.com, as you can see here, and I'm going to look for a bomb. And here I'm going to look for free stuff. Okay, so we have this first one here, which looks very, very decent. So what you can do is download, so let me put this in big. As you can see here, we have, what does it say? PBR, that's good. But yeah, we've got Colada, so that's .dae and .obj, so that's the two formats we're interested in. So if you click on download, you will see that it appears here in your downloads. I already had downloaded it, so obviously that's already in here, but then you can get, so DAE, that's downloading, and you can get also the OBJ. There we go. So if I get those here on my desktop, the DAE and the OBJ, and we don't need a TurboSquid anymore. Excellent. So I'm going to unrar this, which I got unrar free as well on the internet. Then same for the OBJ. Excellent, thank you very much. So I don't need these anymore. Delete. Right, okay, so bomb DAE, bomb OBJ. We really only just need one of them, but I just want to show you that they pretty much work the same way. Okay, so in here we are interested in this OBJ file. So if you do a quick look, you can see how this object looks in 3D. Excellent. So that would be my OBJ. And here, DAE, so bomb.eae. Yeah, it's the same model pretty much. Okay, so okay, let's just create a new Xcode project and start importing those inside. So create a new Xcode project, and I'm gonna call this pop-it. So pop it. And you are more than welcome to come up with a much better name than this. So let me just save this on the desktop. So yeah, okay. Right. In our art.scn assets here, what I want to do is to import those files. So I've got my bomb DAE, import. It's in here now, and the same for my OBJ, so let's go in here and import. Sometimes you won't see it straight away, so what you need to do is to just quit Xcode, relaunch Xcode, and now you've got bomb DAE, bomb OBJ. Good, good. Cool, so let's have a look now at what we have in here. So let me just get rid of that. We have metal PNG, they're exactly the same here and here. Normal, normal, same deal. Rough, rough, same deal again. And that's pretty much what we need. So obviously, yeah, there's albedo and albedo. So as you can see, that was just to show you that these are exactly the same texture files. So we only really need to import those for one of those. So what I'm going to do is to get the albedo, let me just go back to Xcode. Okay, put this on that side. And here. So albedo, as well as, so command, metal, normal, and rough. That's the only 4 that I need. So what I can do is just drag them in here. Okay, and we're good to go. Excellent. So first of all, let's go to the bomb.dae, and if you click on that bomb, that's pretty much the geometry really. What you can see in here, and let's do the node inspector, so let me go big. It's already sized correctly for AR, and that's actually quite rare. Usually they are 100 times too big, right? So remember, these are in meters, so that means this this bomb is 30 centimeters in width, 42 in height, and 0.3 as well in depth. So that's really good. What we want to do is to change here our materials, and you can see we have fuse and metal. So if I go to fuse, and I can change this to physically based, and here in the diffuse I'm going to add the albedo one like this. And then the metalness, same, I'll go to metal, roughness, rough, and normal, normal. Now we could do the same here again for metal. However, if I just delete that, you will see that it's actually using this one material for the whole geometry, which is perfect. That's exactly what we needed. So there we go. This is now ready to use. One thing you can do is, so I'm going to call this bomb DAE. So we've got bomb DAE here, and what I can do is to go to the editor and convert to a scene kit. So if I want to, I don't have to, but I can just convert, and I like to do this in all my projects because it's easier to just have just one file format. But if I, just convert to SCN, save anyway, keep the Xcode version, that's fine. So obviously I was trying to open something that doesn't exist anymore. So if I go here, that's my bomb DAE.scn. And here we are. Perfect. So SceneKit is just more efficient with SCN files than OBJ and DAE files. So I do recommend to do this every time. The conversion, I mean. Then let's have a look at our bomb here. Same deal again. If I look bomb, fuse, and here I can't see anything. Great. Let's go back. For some reason it's not loading, so I'm gonna quit Xcode again and relaunch Xcode, pop it. Bomb, fuse, excellent. Right, and you will see that here we've got the same thing again, but I can delete one or the other, it doesn't really matter. And here this metal, so same, I'm just going to go for physically based, which was already there for OBJ. Then albedo, metalness is metal, roughness is rough, and the normal is normal. And you can see we've got, once again, the exact same. It just works really well. So really happy with that. Obviously, we don't have to use both of them. What you can do is, obviously, you can convert this here yeah, keep the Xcode version. So my bomb.scn, I'm going to remove the capital B. Okay, so if I go into my Finder, what I'm going to do is to check which one is bigger. So .scn, I can see that this here is, if I open this a bit bigger, oh, come on. Right, 141 kilobytes. That's really small, that's really good. And if I go into my bomb here, bomb.scn, oh, 85. So that's the best, really. That's what we need. So I'm going to just delete that one, and I just keep my bomb.scn that we created from the OBJ file. Was it OBJ? DAE? Can't remember. Anyway, this one. So yeah, save anyway. Good. Now let's make this a bit better by adding a sphere. So if I look for a sphere and I drag it right at the tip here, I'm actually exactly where I want to be. Great. So this is going to be 0.01. Let's have a look what this does. It is way too small, so I'm gonna make it, yeah, okay, so 0.08, and I'm gonna remove that to 5, so that looks more like a rock rather than a sphere. You see that it's not very, yeah, it's basically yeah, it's like well, it's not such a rounded shape, and that's pretty much the effect that I wanted to have. So what I'm going to do is to make this yellow, and I don't want to have any shadows in here because obviously this is like very incandescent, pretty much. We want this to be to have an emission of yellow as well. Okay, and I'm gonna put this in here a bit higher. Yeah, that will be good enough. Excellent. Now we want to add some sparks to this, so I'm going to look for a particle system. And I'm going to drag it inside of my sphere. So now it's right in the middle of my sphere, and that's pretty funky. We can't see anything, so I can actually change the background color to blue. Right. So it's a little bit better in Xcode 10, at least these aren't like 1 by 1 meter, they're a bit smaller, but it's still way bigger than I need. And also, I don't like the squares, so what I'm going to do is to create a new file, which is going to be a particle system, SyncKit particle system, and here I'm going to use fire. Click next, and that actually doesn't matter what you name it because I'm going to delete straight away. What I'm interested in is the spark.png, not this scnp file, so I can just delete this, move to trash, but I've got the spark, and that, my friends, I can now put this into my art.scn assets, go back to my bomb, and say that let's go back in particles. You see image for the particle here. Now I can use a spark. Okay, that looks much better. Now the spark is going to be a lot smaller. That looks good. The lifespan is going to be 0.2 seconds. Excellent. The color is going to be yellow. And I don't want to animate, so I just put zeros everywhere here. Okay, so go back to particles. Maybe the alpha needs to be 1 still. What have I done? I broke it. It's broken. Oh no. That's annoying. What happened to my particle system? 100. No. Oh, size 0. Sorry, guys. Sorry. So the size is going 0.01. Yeah. And I still, yeah, I just didn't want 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, great. So I think that looks pretty good, right? What else can I do? So 10 was probably good enough. You could add some variations as well, 20, so it's not always exactly the same. Let's play here and see what this looks like. Okay, that's not enough. We want more, so I'm just going to go back here and put something like 50. Yeah, that's not bad. Cool. Now, the last thing I want to do is to make sure that these are affected by gravity. And look, as soon as I do that, they start to fall down. But the mass is going to be 0.1. So they're affected by gravity, but not as much. I think that should work. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. What else? What else can we do here? I think I want to change the speed factor. Is it the speed factor I want to change? Yeah, let's try and do this. No. So I'm gonna keep this like that. Okay, well, I think that's actually not bad at all. I'm happy with that. So we are going to use this bomb, and I'm gonna call this a video, and I see you in the next video.